Okay, so I actually want you to pause and read this question. What are some mathematically complex ways to arrive at 9? I want you to just pause this or just look in your book and read this little section. All right, so the one thing that's really trying to get across here is that students in very young age are kind of developing this whole idea of arithmetic. It's not just about obtaining results, but it's about learning about meaning in particular solutions, right? And so when we talk about algebra, right, it's not just about manipulations of summaries of symbols, right? It's not just 2x plus y equals 4, but it's about expressing some generality about patterns, the properties, numbers, and those roles of arithmetic. So this is where in the younger ages you're developing that recognitions of patterns. So the first question that's not showing up on this page was how many hexagonal tables would it take to seat 25 guests? So, and we're assuming that these tables are getting connected together. So this is kind of connecting back to draw a picture that you did in the very first part, right? So on this first table here, we only have 5 people, right? And then the next time we'd be able to add 4. And the next time we could add 4. And we can keep going. And so we're going to start talking in the next section about sequences. And that is relating to this. So we're going to look at one other example. And I guess before I leave this example, I want you to just look at what these students are thinking here. They got to get to 9, right? So they'll say, well, I'll take 50, take away 40. That gives me 10, and then I'll take away 1, right? And here they're going, well, 9 plus 64 minus, and then they keep going until they get all the way back down to their 9, okay? And here, of course, is just take 228 and subtract 219. They could have chosen any numbers. So they've got those worked out. All right, so let's talk about, here's activity 3, right? And use properties to explain why 5d minus d doesn't equal 5, or use a model to represent or explain why 3a plus 2 doesn't equal 5a. I'm going to go back to example 4 in your book to kind of help you understand what we mean by modeling. So this is 5 times 10 plus 7, and we're going to show that it equals 5 times 10 plus 5 times 7. Okay, so if I'm going to do 10 plus 7, we're just going to make a bar. And so this will be my 10, and this will be my 7. And we'll let this be 5. So this equals 50, and this equals 35. So you can see that 5 times 10 is 50, and 5 times 7 is 35. And that's an example to show the distributive property, right? And so if you want to look at just the commutative property, so we could have, and by the way, I'm not going to ask you to do this. I just want you to realize that there are models out there, okay? So you could have a number line, and here this will make this 13. So 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Okay, so if I started at 13 and I added 17, I'd get over here to 30, right? And if I started at 14, 15, 16, 17, and I added the 13, I would get the same thing back over, okay? So it doesn't matter which way you start. So again, I'm not going to ask you to do that, but I did want to talk about that. Now this I care a little bit more about, all right? We're going to do a whole section on this, okay? So here is our first shape, and I'm just going to write first underneath here. I don't know how well you can read that. Okay, we're going to call that 1, okay? First shape. And actually, I'm going to call it A subscript 1 because that's what we'll use for the notation. That means that's my first element in my series sequence. Okay, so we'd call this A2 just to get you used to notation. Now, notice here, we're gonna figure out how many toothpicks, right, there would be after a while. So if I start with this, how many toothpicks are there gonna be? I just would add 3, right? So I would take here, this would be equal to, and actually, okay, so actually I decided I'd go ahead and create myself a little space here to work with, okay? So we're gonna go back over here. So A2, right, is really just the whatever was in A1 plus 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So A1 was 5. All right, so if we do the same thing that we did before, right? This is my A1, and this is my A2, and this will be my A3. Notice with A3, I'm adding 1, 2, 3, 4 back on, right? So A3 was what I had in A2 plus 4 more. And so you can see that this is what we had, right, in A3. So my fourth figure, that's what that means, is A3. And this time we're going to add on 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? So if I wanted to figure out how many is in here, right, what I do? I start with, I have 5. All right, then I add 4 here, and I add 4 here, and I add 4 here. And so if I want to go a little bit further, you notice there are 4 terms, but there's 3 of these. So it is going to be 5 plus 3 times 4. So my question for you then is, what if there were, what if I wanted to go out a little bit farther and figure out what this was going to be, right? So let's figure this one out.